Hello, hello. How you doing? How you doing? It's me, Concluded. I'm back with my monthly video where I yap about anime, my silly little video that everyone loves. So, I believe at some point in my last one, last month I know I watched a bunch of fucking stinkers. So I was like, I should seek out good things to watch. So it's with a heavy heart that I tell you today the first thing I watched in the month of July was bad. I gave it a 4 out of 10. So it wasn't the worst, but it definitely wasn't good. So let's just get right into it. Ooh, eyeball hurts. The first thing that I watched was a show called Kowloon Generic Romance. Now, I saw the title and I was like, okay, it probably just is what it says on the tin. It's a generic romance, and Kowloon is something that I am unaware of. So, the first thing that put this show on my radar was that. Excuse me. The first thing that put this show on my radar was that I opened twitter.ca. I'm scrolling. There's a video on my feed, and it's of the main lady of this show painting an apartment, but she's in just a tank top and her underwear, and then it just cuts to her just like sitting on the ground, heavy breathing. And if you're me, you see that, you run to your closet, you start pulling out all your sweaters and your jeans, and you're like, where did I keep my lube? I have to jerk off to all 12 episodes of this show. And then if you're me, your heart breaks because that's a single scene in episode 1, and the rest of the show's nothing like that. I'm trying to ethically goon here, and they said fuck off and die. Now, it's called Kowloon Generic Romance because no, I'm not losing my train of thought because I'm thinking about gooning. I thought, okay, romance series, there's gonna be that fan service like that Gooner clip. I'm stoked. I can't get enough. I need to find a romance series to self-insert so I can try and feel happy, even though it never works. So I start watching it, and then it very clearly, at first, is like, okay, she wants to bang it out with her coworker, and then, but then, ooh, twist, they reveal that the guy she wants to pork had a girlfriend that looks exactly like her, and she's like, what? Huh? How could this be? And then it stops being Oppa generic romance style and turns into Silent Hill 2, the anime. I mean, not obviously one to one, but the the place they're living is called Kowloon, and then it's like, I'm gonna spoil the shit out of this one because I don't. It's not good. You shouldn't watch it. Don't even worry about it. The place they're living is called Kowloon, except Kowloon was a real place until it got like bulldozed or destroyed or whatever the fuck. But the main guy was so like forlorn that his girlfriend died. That in the height of mental illness, he conjured a new version of Kowloon that you can like. Original Kowloon is there, and it's like a like ruins. But if you go there and you're like a set enough chud, it'll transform into Kowloon, and you can like live there and shit. And like there's like clones of everyone that lived there. So like, oh, spoilers, that main girl is the manifestation of Dickhead's grief as a new girlfriend, and he is like living a time loop of their time in Kowloon together again and again, because he won't just, men will do everything but go to therapy meme. It's that joke, but an anime of 12 episodes. And but then as it goes on, she's like, no, but if I can like become my own person, and that's, I'll be different from the woman that I'm a clone of, surely. And then you flash forward to the end, and she does become her own person. And before that, they blatantly state like, oh, if she leaves Kowloon, she'll like cease to exist or die or whatever. Who cares? And then episode 12, she's like, I'm taking the plunge, and then she leaves Kowloon, and she just becomes, I guess, a normal human being. It doesn't really make all that much sense. I mean, maybe it did, and I just am like, oh, it doesn't make sense. I hate it. It sucks. But so she leaves, and then as she leaves, she like turns to the grieving boyfriend, and she's like, come find me when you're ready, or but like also just stay here in the fucking fake world. And then it says however much time has passed, and then eventually the final scene is him walking up to her at a restaurant or something, and her being like, took you long enough, and him being like, yare yare daze, I'm so sorry. And then it ended, and I was like, fuck. It wasn't like I gave it a 4, and typically when I give things 4, it's because it wasn't bad enough to like make me mad, or there wasn't like crazy shit like the pedophilia in Seven Deadly Sins, or like the voice acting is good, the visuals are good. It's just that the plot fucking lost me because I was here to watch fucking Mr. Man get with Mr. Woman, and that didn't happen. So now I hate it. But yeah, so then when I finished that, I was like, okay, that was bad. Right after my month of like nonstop dog shit, so I have to go out of my way here. I have to watch something good. I have to. So I went to Netflix.ca, and then there it is. Sakamoto Days came out, I think, last year at some point. And I'm like, I didn't watch. I watched like 3 episodes of this as it was airing, and then I fell off because I forget to watch shit week to week all the time. So I just booted it up. I start again at episode 1. Watch it all in like a day or two. I already read the Sakamoto Days manga, so I already know that I like it. So I gave it an 8 out of 10. When this came out, there was a lot of brouhaha that it doesn't have like Demon Slayer or Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 Sakuga movie level tier, quadruple S tier animation. Now I've been watching anime since I was a fetus. Like I was inside my mother's womb and they were booting in Metabots directly into her uterus. But so I know what a actual bad anime looks like, and it's not Sakamoto Days. If you watch Sakamoto Days and you're like, oh, this is kind of ugly, you need to have your eyeballs removed, preferably by me. But 8 out of 10. It's 11 episodes, which was a little weird. It's usually like 12, 13, not less than. But I remember when I took my little screenshot of Anilist to post on my Instagram, I captioned it, I am not immune to hype and aura, because that's what Sakamoto Days is. It's the hype and aura manga. It's the hype and aura anime where it exists to just have cool as fuck action set pieces that make you go, oh my god, that's so fucking cool, man. He's just like me for real. Not really. It does have my least favorite trope in anime where, as you can see, I'm a big fat fuck. I would like for an anime character to just be a big fat fuck. But, so the main guy, it's Sakamoto Days. Sakamoto is a big guy. And then, like every fat person in anime, their ultimate ability is to lose all the weight and become a jacked stud or a beautiful woman. And it does bother me a little bit, but also, I can't lie that when it happens, it's fucking cool. So, I'll let it slide. You get the concluded seal of approval on that one, Sakamoto. But count your days, even though it continues to happen for the rest of the fucking series. I guess to give a little plot summary, if you don't know, if you know, you know, that Sakamoto Days is about Taro Sakamoto, and he was like one of the like best assassins in the world or in Japan. And he he's just living his life being an assassin boy, and then he goes to a convenience store, and then he meets the love of his life. It's like love at first sight. He's like, oh my god, I need her so bad. Oh my god, what do I have to do to have you? And she's like, stop being an assassin, you fucking freak. So he's like, you got it. And then we flash forward, they're married. He's now a fat guy because he's let himself go in retirement, but they have a kid. And then episode 1, Sheen, the ESP, rolls up. He can read people's thoughts. He's also an assassin. And he's like, Sakamoto, don't you remember me? We worked together before. There's a hit out on you, so I'm going to kill you. So then, like, that's basically the early premise of Sakamoto Days is people coming to try and kill Sakamoto because there's a bounty on his head. And then Sakamoto treats Sheen with enough kindness that Sheen's like, I've seen the error of my ways. I work at your convenience store now. But then, they keep getting roped back into the assassin life. I was telling my gay boyfriend Andrew about this, how I think my favorite scene was in the last or second to last episode where they're fighting a character that's a guy. He's like a cyborg because his body's all robotic, but his head is that of a deer. They're fighting, and they end up fighting on like a crowded subway. And first they're just beating the shit out of each other, and then dear guy is losing hard, and he thinks he gets away from Sakamoto, and he's like sitting down in the subway, and he's like, oh my god, I need to figure out a game plan here. It's over for him when he gets back. And then he's like, I wonder where he is. I can't find him. And it like cuts to Sakamoto like right across from him, like in the same subway car, but instead of being fat guy Sakamoto, he's like skinny muscle mode Sakamoto, and then like that serves to I actually think I'm mixing up two different scenes. Okay, yeah, no, sorry, it's me, so it's 3 a.m. and I don't know who I am or where I am. Let me rewind it back. There's a scene where they're fighting on the subway, and then to Dear Cyborg, he's like, "Where'd he go? I can't find him." And then right across from him is Sakamoto, who went from fat guy mode to skinny guy mode, and then it's like, oh, he doesn't recognize him because he's not fat anymore, and then Sakamoto continues to beat the shit out of him. Then, excuse me, Dear Guy runs away, and he's like, "God damn it! The next time I see him, I'm gonna mess him up good style." And then Sakamoto just like rips open the door that's in between both subway carts, and then like Dear Guy starts shitting bricks, like, ruh-roh. And that's a moment that actually had me like jumping up, like, oh my god, oh Sakamoto, you're doing things to me. And there's no end to that sentence. I saw Sakamoto and I came. So I gave it an 8 out of 10. I'm awful at construing my thoughts on this show, where I construe my thoughts in a review. And then the next thing on my list is a misplaced item. So the next thing after that, only good things this month, is a bad show. A dog shit show, actually. It's called the Shiunji Family Children. Now, if you're into anime, you might know of a little known series called Rent a Girlfriend, which is about this little cuck boy Kazuya who's like, "Man, I'm such a little cuck boy. I wish I could get some pussy." So he swipes his credit card and pays for a girl to pretend to be his girlfriend so that his grandma doesn't think he's such a sad little boy. Which, I gotta get in on this system. But, that's like kind of famously, people don't like Rent a Girlfriend. And Rent a Girlfriend is still ongoing, but somehow the author, I guess, is such a fucking giga chad that he can also just do a separate manga at the same time called the Shiunji Family Children, which are like, okay, so his first manga is about a guy being like a little desperate fucking loser twerp. What's his next manga going to be about? It's gonna be awesome, right? The next thing, the Shiunji Family Children, is about everybody's favorite subject, incest. Or, incest, non-incest, because for episode 1 begins, it's like, they're the Shiunji Family Children, there's like 5 or 6 daughters and 2 sons, and early on, the 2 brothers are talking, and the one brother's like, "Hey man, be honest with me, haven't you always wanted to fuck at least one of our sisters?" And the other guy's like, "What are you talking about? They're our fucking sisters." And he's like, "No, like, it's just us boys here, be honest." He's like, "You can tell me." And he's like, "No, I haven't. Even after the one sister that admitted she's in love with you." And he's like, "Yeah, I let her down gently because she's my fucking sister and told her she shouldn't be having those feelings." And then they have a big family dinner because the youngest daughter's turning like 16 or something, and it's like, "Oh, whoa, it's a big deal." And the dad's like, "Hey, by the way, only the oldest daughter is my real daughter, my blood, my flesh and blood, Bonri. And then you two are twins, but the rest of you, you're not blood related at all. So I still love you like you're my family, but I thought I would let you know you're all adopted." And then, obviously begins the family fuck fest. No. I forgot to mention that before they realized that they were not related, there was a scene where main guy and the girl that's supposed to be his twin are like studying together or something, and he's like blatantly looking down her shirt, and he's like, "You need to pull your shirt up, I'm staring at your tits." And she's like, "Why are you looking?" And I'm like, "Why are you looking? That's your fucking sister, dog. Just look away. Stop getting horny. Please stop." And then, they get the reveal that they're not related, and then they're like, "Let's go. We're all the youngest one that like had already said that she wanted to jump his bones was like, "Meet me in the bathtub." And then they go into the bathtub together, and she's like, "I'm serious about you." And he's like, "I don't care that we're not blood related. You're still my sister, you fucking freak. Get away from me." And then the next like 12 episodes is a fucking agonizingly slow crawl where slowly but surely every single other sister is like, "I think I'm in love with John McMain character guy." And there's a scene where the youngest daughter, the sporty daughter, and then like the girl that was his twin, they have a like meeting of, "We want to do incest," and they're like, "We're all in love with him. Isn't that fucking crazy?" And he's like just around the corner like, "3 of my sisters want to bang me out. Oh my god." Which, the series ended like right after that. I think that might have been the final fucking scene. Um, but 3 out of 10 because the voice acting was good, the visuals are good. It's not overly long. It was only 12 episodes, but it's an anime that's encouraging people fuck their family, even if it's like, oh, but they're not. It's not homegrown true incest, so it's fine, right? Wrong. What the fuck are you talking about? Why is the author such a goddamn freak that he's like, okay, my one manga is gonna be about a cuck, and my other manga is gonna be about incest. I guess let's fucking hope that he rolls the dice and like conjures up a third manga, and he's like, here it is, my magnum opus, the one about pedophilia. But yeah, I really like. I don't. Yeah, I was sitting here and I was like, I'm gonna watch the incest anime, and I didn't hope it was good. Imagine all alternate reality concluded where I'm like, you guys have got to check out the fucking incest anime. 12 episodes, I was bricked up the whole time. Oh my god. He's getting shit for not fucking his sisters. But I have to move on. I can't keep talking about this show. Will I be back for season 2? I hope not. I don't know if there is one announced. As far as I know, allegedly when I'm pirating manga, I see it like get updates, and I don't think it's very long. I think it's like in an earlier month's review, I watched Red Ranger in Another World, and I saw then that Red Ranger only has like under 30 chapters, and I think it's a similar situation where Shiunji Family Children only has like 25 chapters or something. I don't even think there's enough material to do another season yet, and ideally, he would just cancel it and make Rent a Girlfriend Forever because we all love that one. And then it's what? Oh, excuse me. I think I took like a Shiunji Family Children dealt such psychic damage to me that I guess I took like a week off because I think there was like a week or two in between me watching that and me watching the next thing, which is I'm gonna censor myself for ye old YouTube, Sewer Slide Squad Isekai, which is an anime about the Sewer Slide Squad because that had to exist. I remember this was announced, and I was like, this is going to be the biggest steaming pile of horse shit that's ever been animated. An anime about this DC group that people don't even largely like. There's a game everyone hated, a movie everyone hated, and one movie people mostly liked. I don't hear comic fans being like, oh my god, did you check out Sewer Slide Squad issue number 52? It was the tits. I don't hear that. They're like, no, I just read Batman. I don't read the one about Deadshot. But I thought it was gonna be awful. I did like that the character designs are done by Akira Amano. I think that's their name. I should have looked that up before I did the video, but I never do. Bug just flew into my nose. Akira Amano did the manga Katakyo Hitman Reborn, which was like a series I really liked as a little boy. They went on to do a series called L Live. I've never watched or read that. I don't know if that's good. And then they also did the character design for a very popular series called Psycho-Pass. Akira Amano's got the stuff. Their art's very, very cool. They draw characters very cool. So even though my initial impression was to be like, that's probably not gonna be good. That's gonna make me upset. At least Harley Quinn is cool looking. And then I watched it, and I gave Isekai Sewer Slide Squad an 8 out of 10. Holy shit, this show was so much fucking fun. It was just 10 episodes of the squad being really endearing, fun characters. And them, Isekai is not a genre I love. I find more often than not they're dog shit. But so I was already hesitant of okay, it's an Isekai I don't like. It's this DC crew that's probably that's a recipe for disaster. It's this American property getting weebified. I just don't trust it. But it was a lot of fun. The idea, is that Amanda Waller, big government lady, gets together the Sewer Slide Squad to go into the other world to get isekai'd, and they want them to, what's it fucking called? Harbor? No. What's it called? They want to have the squad meet up with the people of the isekai world and see if they can share resources together. But the squad gets there. they instantaneously get like put in prison. They're told they've got bombs in their heads, and if they don't like get to the checkpoint every 72 hours, kaboom, their heads blow up. Um, and then they find out that my brain is failing me because it's 3:30 in the morning. They find out that they're the second squad that's sent in, and that they have to deal with the original squad because they've all defected and they've joined the bad guys of the isekai world. But so the squad, I'm losing my mind. The squad consists of Harley Quinn, the King Shark, Deadshot, Peacemaker. Is that it? Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Peacemaker, and then there's one more. Who am I forgetting? Oh my god. Oh, Clayface. What's cool is that when I watched it, Clayface was my favorite. So then now I'm here and I'm like, who the fuck? Who else? And then Rick Flag, who's like a government agent that's supposed to be like corralling the squad. Now it's basically all the people from the movies because Harley, Deadshot are from the first movie, and then King Shark and Peacemaker are from the second movie, and then I don't think Clayface was in either of the movies. But it's a very cool rendition of Clayface because I'm not gonna say like, oh, I know a lot about Clayface, but when I was a kid I did like Batman a whole lot, watching cartoons about Batman. So I don't remember a whole lot from like the 90s cartoon. I do remember that he was just like a big monster made out of clay. And then in the 2000 show The Batman, which had a lot of anime influence, Clayface was like, at first he was just a normal cop that like sometimes would help Batman, and then in a certain event like led to him becoming Clayface, so then he became a villain. But in this show, Clayface is like a egotistical, like vain actor, and he like uses his Clayface abilities to his benefit to like, at least I'm assuming, to like make himself a more handsome guy, and he like is a big Hollywood actor. So he's the one that realizes like, holy shit, guys, because I'm an actor, I'm aware of anime and shit. We've been isekai'd, and then he like constantly is referencing Hollywood and shit. But in terms of the main cast, he was probably my favorite because he was actually a lot of fun. That's basically what I could just say again and again about everything in the whole show, which is, it was a lot of fun. I had fun. I would implore you to check this out. I know in Canada it's on Prime Video, so if you have Amazon Prime, you could watch it. Because that's what I did. I didn't pirate it. I would never do that. I hate pirates. But I don't... There's not much to say other than, the squad gets sent to another world. They need to be homies with the kingdom, but they're initially sent in prison. They slowly, rise in trust as they head off to face the other original squad members, which are Ratcatcher, I think the character's name is. The guy controls rats. The Thinker, and who's the last one? Katana's there, but it's not Katana. It's like a shapeshifter. Ooh, Killer Croc. Killer Croc is there. Don't worry about it. I just spoiled something. It doesn't matter. Yeah. 8 out of 10. I was very, very pleasantly surprised by this bad boy because I thought it was going to suck dick. There was literally a moment where, with Clayface and Harley, and I won't say what it is in case you go watch it, but I literally out loud went, "Let's fucking go!" I just spit everywhere. I said, "Let's fucking go," and hopped in my chair, and I bounced on it, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's some good TV." And I gave it an 8 because it's a lot of fun, but it's not a 9 out of 10 because it's not really special to me. But the end of the show did tease a season 2. I really hope they make one. I don't know that they're going to. I think the show came out last year, and there's been no word on if they're making a season 2. But if God is real, they will make one, and I will be equally as happy with season 2. And then we move on to the very last thing, which I actually finished watching today. So theoretically, it could have been the last thing on... Not the last thing. It could have been the first thing in my August video, but fuck it, I'm going to include it here because I watched a little show called Dorohedoro, which came out 5 years ago, and I've been meaning to watch it the whole time, but I just didn't. And in the last 5 years, whenever people bring up Dorohedoro, it's like, oh my god, Dorohedoro is like a instant classic, 10 out of 10. You have to check it out. It's so fucking good. If you watch Dorohedoro, it will cure your cancer. And I'm like, oh shit, I gotta watch Dorohedoro. And then I watched Dorohedoro, 12 episodes long, wholly CG anime, and to be honest, it doesn't look very good, but maybe I don't even know that 5 years ago it looked good. It looks, honestly, kind of amateurish. Um, it's about this guy who, in the world, there's like sorcerers, but people become sorcerers because they have like a surgery done on them. Now, one of the sorcerers finds our main guy, Kaimon. That's not his real name, but for the sake of the show, that's his name. And he curses Kaimon with his magic, I guess, to have the head of a lizard. And then Kaimon meets a muscled up baddie named Mikaido, and they become friends, and he teams up with them, and she cooks him food, and they're like besties, and he's like, are you sure you want to be friends with me? I'm a ugly lizard faced fuck. And she's like, yeah, we're homies. And they like go track down sorcerers together. They beat them up. He swallows their head, and inside their head is like a human's man head. And that guy will say to them like, you're not the one, or you are the one that is the one. And he's like, what did the person inside my mouth say to you? And then they go, they said I'm not the one. And then he ganks him. He kills him on the spot. And that's the basic plot summary, because not a whole lot really happens. It feels like, I remember earlier tonight I was watching episode 6, and for 15 minutes of the 20-minute runtime, it's the main cast playing baseball. Instead of like doing their quest of like, we gotta find out how to get my head to stop being a lizard head. We gotta stop these sorcerers. They played baseball, and in the last 5 minutes something did happen, and I can't tell you what, because it's not memorable enough to be like, this is what happened. But I know that there's more, but it's been 5 years and they haven't made more anime, but there's definitely more manga or novel or whatever the fuck it is. And so 12 episodes, they don't really tell a lot of a story. It's like episode 1, Kaimon is like, Mikado, please still be my friend even though I have the lizard head. And she's like, yeah, we're homies, don't worry about it. And then you flash forward to the end, and the crux of the story is them like, towards the end they get separated, but then in episode 12 they reconvene, and he's like, so, are we besties again? And she's like, yeah, of course we're besties again. And then like it cuts the credits, and I'm like, this is Nothing Happened the show. Now I did give it a 6 out of 10 because it's not bad or like offensive or like shitty, but it definitely made me upset for like years to hear how good it was. And then I watched a show where nothing happened for 12 fucking episodes. That looks like shit, but hey, the voice acting's good. I did like that. Sorry, my Hall's lozenge is dissolving in my mouth. I looked it up. I thought the main guy was voiced by Jonas Scott, who's like one of the main guys that get in the Netflix anime, and this was a Netflix anime. So I was like, oh, they got Jonas Scott, and that's cool. But then when I looked it up, he is in the show, but he's someone else. And the main guy's actually voiced by Alex Lee. Now, Alex Lee voices Zenitsu in Demon Slayer, and Gigi and Dandadan, and most notably these days, Sung Jinu from Solo Leveling, my least favorite show this side of the Mississippi. And the last thing that I saw Alex Lee in, I think, was Dandadan and Solo Leveling. So Dandadan, he's doing good work as Gigi, especially when he becomes when he plays the character Evil Eye. But in Solo Leveling, he gives, in my opinion, an awful performance where the whole point is to sound cool, but he just sounds lame, where he's like, oh, I'm Sung Jinu. I have to protect my family and my friends. Arise. And I'm like, oh my god, shut up, die. But it was nice to hear, because the first thing that I know of Alex Lee in is Demon Slayer, where he voices Zenitsu, where the whole time he's actually doing a voice. So it was nice to hear him in Dorohedoro, where the whole time Kaimon has a lizard face, so he has to do like a wacky lizard face guy voice, as opposed to I'm Sung Jinu. And I was like, okay. I do, admittedly, in my brain, I'm like, Alex Lee, Sung Jinu, bad. That's my default association now, is that this guy's not very good at his job. Even though he definitely is, because I can instantly go, well, he was good in Dorohedoro, he was good in Demon Slayer, he was good in Dandadan, and he was good in Final Fantasy VII Remake, he was good in, what was the other example I just fucking had? Dandadan? Did I say that already? Dragon Ball Super, that's it. He voices Gamma 1 in Dragon Ball Super Superhero, and he does a very good job. But, yeah. So, I'm spiraling. I'm running out of shit to say. Dorohedoro, 6 out of 10 in my opinion. Could have been way better, especially if people are going to suck it off so hard. If there's a season 2, I probably will watch it and just hope for the best. I'm not going to seek out the manga. I do think I have it wishlisted on my Apple Books account, but I don't think I ever bought a volume. At least I hope not, because if I did, now I'll never read it, because I'll be bored. And because that's the last thing that I watched literally today, that's the end of the video. So, I hope you enjoyed me falling asleep on mic, because I can never just do a video when it's daytime. I always do it right before I'm supposed to go to bed. And my eyes glaze over and my voice is raspy and I'm dying. And I start to ramble because I'm such a fucking idiot. But, you know what? I said I was only going to watch good things. I watched 2 bad things and 1 mediocre thing, but 2 things that I really, really liked. Although Sakamoto Days was cheating a little because I already knew I liked it. So, let's pinky promise right now that in August I'm going to watch things that are genuinely just good. Can we do that? Can you hold me accountable? Can you if in the August video I'm and then I for some reason I binged all of Rent-A-Girlfriend, track me down and hold me down and waterboard me or something. Just take care of me. Give me a hug. I don't know. I'm rambling because I don't know how to end videos. That's the end of this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, all that jazz, whatever. Who cares? Bye. No, that's way too negative to end the video. I hope you liked the video. And then, next month I'll be back. And ideally, I wanted to do some slop content in, last week, but then my cat wouldn't shut the fuck up and it pissed me off. So then I didn't. But, my next slop content might be me ranking the One Piece arcs. It might not be. It might be going back to Anime Tournament because I like doing that before. Who's to say? Sometimes I say I do things and then I won't do them because I'm a coward. Thanks for watching.